Okay, imagine this. You're in an airport, totally lost, and everything is in a language you don't understand. But what if you could figure it all out, not by memorizing a dictionary, but by using pure logic? Well, today we're going to crack the code of Finnish travel announcements. And believe it or not, you've already got everything you need. Let's dive in. So, you're at the Helsinki airport. There's an announcement over the speaker. The departure board looks like a wall of code. It's that classic travel anxiety moment, right? But what if I told you that you can actually solve this puzzle, that you can figure out what it says just by thinking a little bit differently? So, the first key to unlocking all of this is to understand how Finnish builds its words. And don't worry about complex grammar, not at all. I want you to think of it like playing with Legos. You just take these simple little blocks and snap them together to make something totally new. Okay, here is our very first Lego brick. The word is lento, and it just means flight. That's it. Simple, clear, got it, awesome. And here's our second brick, numero, number. Now this one's a bit of a giveaway, right? It sounds a lot like what it means, number. So now we have two pieces, flight and number. Let's see what happens when we put them together. And just like that, you literally just snap them together. Lento plus numero becomes lento numero. See that? There are no extra words, no of though or anything. It is so incredibly efficient. Lento numero, flight number, it's all just pure logic.
Feeling pretty good about that, right? It's starting to make sense. So let's try a slightly bigger one, just to make sure this idea really sinks in. It's the exact same Lego logic. So in English, we say customer service. Two separate words. In Finnish, you take asiakas, which is customer, and palvelu, which is service, and you just click them together. You get asiakas palvelu. It's one single logical, super efficient word. You can see how this streamlines the whole language, right?
All right, so you've totally mastered the Lego words. Now for the second key. And this one requires a really fun little mental shift. This is where Finnish logic starts to get really different from English, especially when it comes to telling time. So, just think about it for a second. If you wanted to tell someone it's 2:30, what's the first way you'd say it? You probably have an answer ready to go. Okay, hold on to that thought. Let's see how it compares. Okay, so in English, we say 2:30. We're talking about being 30 minutes after the hour of 2. We're looking backward in time. But in Finnish, get this, they say puoli kolme, which literally translates to 2:30. They are not looking back at the hour that's already passed, they're looking forward to the next one. And this visual just shows it perfectly. We in English see 2:30 as the halfway point past 2. Finnish, on the other hand, sees 2:30 as being at the halfway point on the journey towards 3 o'clock. It's a totally different way of looking at it, but it's completely logical, right? And once you see it, you kind of can't unsee it. Okay, you've got the two big principles down, the Lego words and the half-hour rule. Now it is time to put it all together. Time to face the final boss, a full-blown airport announcement. Let's see how all these little pieces we've learned build up into the master sequence. All right, just take a look at that. Yeah. At first glance, that looks pretty intimidating, right? It's just a long string of words you've never seen before. But you now have the keys to figure this out. The most important thing is not to panic. Seriously, don't worry. We have the tools. We just have to break it down piece by piece exactly like we've been doing. We just need to add a couple more words to our toolkit, and then we can solve this whole thing. First up, lähtee. This is our verb. It simply means departs or leaves, a pretty essential word to know if you're trying to catch a flight. And next up, portilla. This means from the gate. And you might even notice that root word, porti. It sounds a little like port or portal, doesn't it? Okay, now we have everything. We are ready. Okay, let's rebuild it together. Lento 389, well, that's flight 389. Lähtee, we know that means departs. Portilta VC, from gate 5. And the last part, kello puoli kolme, at 2:30, which we now know means 2:30. Put it all together. Flight 389 departs from gate 5 at 2:30. And just like that, that intimidating sentence is perfectly clear. You did it. You solved it. You know, what just happened there is actually really important. You went from just looking at a complex problem to actively using a logical system to solve it. And that, right there, is the leap from being a passive student to an active user. So, what's the big takeaway here? You now have a Finnish logic toolkit. First, you've got the Lego words principle.
You just snap concepts together. Simple. And second, you've got the half-hour rule. You think forward to the next hour, not backward. These two simple ideas are your keys to the entire system.
And that brings us to maybe the most important point of this whole thing. By understanding this logic, by actually applying it, you've fundamentally changed your relationship with the language. You are no longer just a student of Finnish, you are a user of Finnish. You can now operate within this real-world system using its own logic.
So the next time you're faced with what seems like an impossible linguistic puzzle, just remember there's probably a beautifully simple logic hiding right under the surface. Hui va matka. Have a good journey.